Mediamesh, where I give you my unapologetic opinion on everything from music, movies, news, reality TV, and much more as we go down a rabbit hole now. I had already done my take on this situation, but I had to do it again. So that means that there is much more to be said. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can certainly do that. The details are in the comment section. Now, let's get to it because this channel is all about the intelligent dissection of social media. So, of course, a lot of people get views and fame because they sensationalize stories such as this, but we're not going to do that. We're going to really have a serious conversation, and I look forward to interacting with you guys in the comment section. And shout out to everybody who's been asking about the music that's been on the channel. That will be coming soon. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate that. And let's get to it. So, a few different things that we have to address here. The first thing that I would have to say is that we all can learn something from this situation, considering that the spiritual realm is real. So whether you have learned about the spiritual realm through church, the Bible, whatever, but if you have not come to understand that what we see here in this in the natural sense, there is something that's operating on a different side, right? And this is one of the best examples that if you're looking, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can kind of see this play out right in front of everyone on a national level. So many different things I want to say about this. So you might want to stay tuned for this one. So let's start with the spiritual thing. First and foremost, shout out to Jack for having the heart. I would say something else, but it's too early to say it. YouTube would probably ban it. But she has the chutzpah, you know, to actually come out against this machine called the music industry, right? Even brothers who have had to endure and, sacrifice their morals, their values, all these different things to get a little piece of the devil's pie. She actually stood up against the machine. Now, there's two ways to look at that. On one hand, she was quiet while she was trying to get her slice, right? But it didn't work out how she wanted it to work out. So then, is that the reason why she's exposing these people? Who knows? It's just a theory. You let me know. But nevertheless, out of her own mouth, she said that she feels that she was a messenger and that the music was just her gift and basically her avenue to get into the space to where she could even be heard. Right. So that could be true too. And this is one lesson that I think and I have a little cold, so guys, work with me on this. But anyway, that's one lesson. It's like, when we are sent on a mission, sometimes it is easy for us to get sidetracked. Like you can start out good, doing the right thing for the right reasons or for whatever reason. But then when we get a little taste of the fame, sometimes that can impact our vision. Because if she had remained focused on getting the message out and not getting caught up in the views, because remember, the other day when she was with that guy Solar, she wanted to celebrate the fact that her video got 1 million views. So if God really sent you to bring this message forth, no matter how many people saw it, you're supposed to stay on course, stay on track. Now, we all are human. So I'm not judging her. I'm not blaming her because I've fallen off track. This is my first video of the year. And, for whatever reasons, things happen. So we always can kind of lose focus. And it was right in that moment you see when all this chaos happened. Now, this guy, Solar, it just boggles my mind how she even connected with this guy. Because I remember her and Tokyo Tony were talking about the whole Carbon Nation. They had an interview with Nature Boy. I mean, it wouldn't take too much discernment to really know to stay away from anybody connected with that type of energy, right? With that cult, whether you was a former member or current member, I don't want anything to do with anybody involved with that kind of lifestyle, period. Right. But see, the enemy knows our vulnerabilities. And of course, they say, if you believe in the proverbial devil, but we are drawn away by our own lust, right? So whatever it was that she was enticed by, There was something there that allowed her to gravitate to this dude and invite him into her space. But the thing is, when you have a message as strong and as real as this, you got to keep your circle extremely small. Like your husband, your children, people who really genuinely care about you, and that's it. Because just that one little crack in the foundation caused all this chaos and devastation. And one thing that a lot of people seem to overlook is her husband. Now, at first glance, I was like, okay, I don't know really what to think about the guy, but listening to him on Sean Davy's channel, I got to understand a little bit more about him. But you got to think about it, like you married to a woman who wants to speak her truth, and basically her truth could get you and your son and anyone you love touched. So that does take a strong man to be able to say, you know what, babe, I understand. This is, you're passionate about this. You witness these things and you want to make it right and allow her to do her thing. So shout out to him. So we should indeed be praying for him. And, from listening to him, he sounds like a very spiritual dude. He believes in the Most High. And her son, man, I really like her son. I enjoyed listening to his conversation. First time ever hearing from him. And even though he's on the spectrum, but he definitely has a good grasp on certain elements when it comes to the spiritual world. So I think she's going to be okay if she can just kind of, you know, remain focused, remain focused. Because how wonderful would it be if, the powers that be that's controlling this whole thing would just separate her from her husband, her protection. That's her shield. Every marriage has issues, every relationship has issues, but at this time, when you're trying to bring forth something exposing these people for the evil folks that they are, you need people that is down for you 100%. Now let's move on. Back to what I mentioned earlier. During the times when she was collecting all this type of information, you had nothing to say. I didn't hear anything, you know. But again, I don't know if this is the reason why she started speaking out or not. But the bottom line is, if she had made it to the success of a Mary J. Blige or Beyonce, would she be speaking out? I'm going to venture to say no, because with the fame comes your silence. That's why you don't hear Beyonce speaking out. I guess she can't, because she hit on something that was really interesting, that her being basically a slave, for Jay-Z. And I watched another channel, and she does the tarot thing, and people can feel how they want to feel about the tarot thing, but nevertheless, the cards came out to kind of pretty much saying what Beyonce, what Jaguar was saying was right on point. If you believe in tarot, now I'm not here for or against it, but that's just kind of interesting. But you can see that the impact of these people. Now, here's the other thing. What's the end game? Did Jaguar think far enough ahead to the future? Like, okay, I'm going to come out and I'm going to say what I got to say, and then I'm going to dip off and then come back. Or am I going to say what I want to say and just go to another country, start life over? Or would it be best to say what I got to say, get some eyes on me, get some attention, and then now go focus on my music? And now that I got the public's eye, come to my channel, come to Philadelphia, whatever it is, and check out my music and kind of use that as a catalyst to kind of show people your talents and your gifts. To me, I probably would have chose the latter, because are these people ever going to be brought to justice? I hope so. But how many years have we seen injustice? I mean, every dog has his day, right? Karma comes to us all. But I mean, you won't be able to really put these people up on charges if you don't have anything that's concrete. Now, granted, she has not been sued, so that says a lot, because she said a lot of things that some people could consider defamatory, but same time, there's been no lawsuits brought forth, so I let you say that says a lot, because people will sue you for less. Okay, you seen the whole Cardi B situation, Nicki Minaj suing Nosy Ho. Which, Nosy Ho, I mean, now that's what, like, this is not about being vile and vicious. Like some of these bloggers out here are just kind of like, just nasty. Their life is just so evil and hard and harsh, and they just want to, bring that on you. I don't do that here. Media mesh, we just tell it like it is. We call it down the middle. But I just want to come on and say my piece for whatever it's worth. And if you guys, want to, go back and forth, let's have a conversation. Let's discuss it. One of the main things again, do you think that she would have come out publicly and exposed these people if she had reached the levels of fame that she wanted to achieve when she entered the business? And two, do you think she should have stopped once she put it out there and got some notoriety, got some name recognition? Because really she's become infamous. Not famous for her music, but she's infamous for this situation, exposing these people, and now this. So clearly there's a breakdown somewhere, and I don't trust the hospital that they sent her to. Me personally, but if I was her husband, I would be there 24/7 to make sure that everything is right and research the medications they putting her on and so on and so forth. But that's what I want to know. All right, until next time, you guys have a blessed day.